Hi everyone! Today on my bench I have a piece of hi-fi equipment for repair. This is NuForce headphone amplifier, model HA-200. Something is wrong with it, let's have a look. Let's take a closer look, starting from the back. Mains input, fuse, power switch and voltage switch set to 115 volts. Balanced XLR input and unbalanced RCA inputs. And in the balanced mode, this thing is mono, so you need a pair of them. On the front we have this usual TRS headphones output and balanced XLR output. Volume control and a tiny hole here with LED. This thing is quite heavy, chunky piece of metal, and here we have serial number and model and all that. NuForce Inc., Fremont, California, USA, made in China. So, what's wrong with it? I plugged it in and turned it on and plugged in my Sennheiser headphones. And I can hear some hum. And interestingly, when I turn the volume up, the hum first gets a bit quieter, and then towards the end it gets louder again. And this changes when the unit warms up. And it doesn't matter if the input is connected to anything or even shorted to ground. It is a bit tricky to demonstrate the hum, but I think I found a way. Maybe not the best one, but should work. Here I have this omnidirectional Shure lavalier microphone. I'm going to connect it to my transmitter and put the microphone inside of the headphones and turn the volume up. And hopefully this way you can hear what's going on. Let's have a look inside. Here we have mains input, fuse and power switch, voltage selector, toroidal transformer, linear mode power supply, bridge rectifier here, bank of capacitors, 2 voltage regulators, must be for positive and negative rail, 2 precision trim pots, input board here, output TRS connector here, some sort of distribution board here with XLR connector, LED and some other interconnects. This is a separate small board for volume control, and this is the amplifier. I can see an op-amp here in the middle and 4 devices on this heatsink. Let's check the power supply rails. These 2 regulators are LM317 and 337, adjustable positive and negative regulators. Let's check. This 3-pin connector has a ground in the middle. This must be the positive rail, 17.25, and this must be the negative rail, minus 17, let's say 0.5. And let's check millivolts AC on the positive side, about 200 microvolts, and on the negative side also about 200 or slightly higher microvolts. So this doesn't seem to be a problem with ripple, at least on the first glance. But I wonder why slight difference in voltage. Usually it doesn't matter very much, plus minus a volt or even more is fine, but in this case we have precision trim pots. And why do we need precision trim pots here? Maybe the design relies on the rails being exactly equal, or maybe 0 point of the amplifier is adjusted by trimming the power rails. And in that case, maybe this difference is desirable. That's what achieves that 0 point. Or maybe they just drifted over time. I'm not sure about all this. Here is the amplifier board. Let's have a closer look. This is OPA2134. These two devices are MOSFETs, IRF510, and these two are LM317 regulators. I'm not sure how this works exactly. I couldn't find schematic. And these two missing resistors are cut out. I can see pins sticking out, so they were populated and then cut out for some reason. And look what I found. These two capacitors are 47 microfarads, 25 volts. Let's check them with LCR meter. This one is 656 nanofarads and 93 ohms ESR, and the other one is 73 nanofarads and 674 ohms ESR. They are dead, and they are 85 degrees C rated, and this is class A amplifier, always hot. So it's not a very good choice of capacitors. And I checked the capacitors in the power supply. They are okay. Also 85 degrees C rated, but they measure perfectly fine. No problem with them. So I replaced these two capacitors with high quality Rubicons, 105 degrees C rated. And I also decided to replace these two smaller ones in the power supply. Here are the originals, 10 microfarad, 35 volts, 85 degrees C rated, and I have lower ESR, 50 volts and 105 degrees C rated Rubicons. So they are slightly better capacitors. And I also cleaned out the old thermal compound and applied a small amount of fresh one. And there is no hum anymore. There is slight hum when I turn the volume all the way up, and there is no cover yet. And the slight hum at top volume is probably fine anyway. So let's put it back together. By the way, let's check if there's any DC on the output. The unit is on. This channel about a millivolt, and this one even less. No problem. Let's check the performance at 1 kHz. Function generator is connected to both inputs, and the scope probes are connected to both outputs. Let's crank the volume up. Looks great. And now frequency response of channel 1. This blue line is gain, about 6 dB, and very flat from 100 Hz to 100 kHz. And this marker is at about 20 kHz. And this pink line is phase, also quite flat to 20 kHz. And now for channel 2, exactly the same measurements, about 6 dB gain throughout, and phase shift is 0 degrees almost everywhere, and starts to go down here, and at 20 kHz almost -4 degrees. The unit is back together and works fine. Thanks for watching. Bye.